We still have a RadioNV MySpace page.
Oh, no way.
Well, if I remember correctly, they thought that, there was talk about it coming back, right?
There was.
That people
Somebody
wanted,
bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we could get back into our top 10 friends list.
I
I live for the top 8.
Was it 8?
It was
Sorry.
8. I think it was 8.
Top 8.
I think it might have changed to 10, and because there was a time.
I just
where it
remember
changed.
relationships being changed.
And of course, Tom was number 1.
him always looking behind him like,
I'm in a classroom.
Don't hurt me.
I wonder how much of our audience listening is like, what's
What are you
MySpace?
talking about?
Yeah. Episode 104.
Episode 104. Welcome to Podcast Envy. We're so excited to have you here. We are coming off of, I think we've done 3 episodes now.
Yep.
The last episode we had was with Maddie G, the one, the only. I thought that was a really good, interesting interview.
I thought it went really well. I got to learn some new stuff about him. Yeah. What about you, B?
No, I thought it was fantastic. It was nice to kind of break the ice with someone like him. That is just an easy person to talk to. He's very thoughtful in his delivery. He has his own cool stories that he had to share that some of it included us, some of it included the equipment that he used to use, and some of the stories that he had from his younger years, and then getting into the things that he's doing now musically. So I thought it was really cool. I'm glad that we had it. I'm glad that we had him in. And then we had a second interview for the podcast Envy that will be coming out here soon with another musician, and we've got probably another half dozen interviews that we're trying to lock in.
Yeah, I think I'm on the verge of locking in Blaine, Mac, and Rook.
So we actually had a couple shows that we played very recently. One was over at Tin Cannon on February 3rd. For the triathlon, they do a mix of dodgeball, beer pong, and adult tricycling.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
So we played music for about 3 hours after that, and I had a great time. It was cool to see everybody out with their costumes.
Yeah,
and
the costumes were great.
Everybody had their team, and the team dressed up. Either it was just a T-shirt or they went full on out with one of them was like wrestlers or something.
Average Joe's was there.
Average Joe's was there.
Yep. And Hulk Hogan ripped his shirt off.
Yeah.
Or her shirt off.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I think that was probably the best part.
That was a highlight.
It was all the attire and the face paint with the glasses. That was great. Yeah. And then after that, we had a show over at Makers Union, and that was on February 9th.
Yeah.
It's always a great time over there. It's so funny how Makers Union established themselves there maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, about that.
2022, something like that. I'd have to look it up. Jamie, can email us the date. But they took over the old American Tap Room space, and ATR used to be known for dancing, but they had
fights.
And, oh my God. I feel like I missed that one.
I used to work at the
the
Chicago Deep Dish Pizza franchise restaurant.
Uno's.
Uno's used to be on that corner where Ted's Bulletin is now.
Yep.
And I worked as a server there for a few years.
That one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So we would have the patio in the summertime. I loved working the patio in the summertime. And there would be fights. And when it got dark, there would be fights at ATR almost every weekend. Wow. Cops rolling up.
But after you got off work,
out.
You just go over there to ATR to find somebody to beat up?
Nah, man. I would go to Clyde's. Clyde's was the place to hang out when you were a server in Reston Town Center. Yeah.
My place to go kick the crap out of somebody was over at Clyde's.
I was a bit more muscle bound back then.
Yeah. Ever heard of Blunger?
They used to call me Mikey Beware.
Yeah. I was always rad.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so they took over the old ATR space, and where they had the dancing and stuff used to be in the middle of the room. Makers came in and kind of switched everything around and put music in the corner, which is actually perfect because the bar's right there too. So that's where we get hooked up. It's a great spot. I love being there.
And the cool thing about that place too is the people that are there for just dinner or whatever, and like maybe not expecting live music to start. We set up, and some people are kind of curious, but other people are like, okay, we'll we'll deal with this. And then we start playing. They're like, oh, okay. We'll stick around for a couple sets.
So we get the dinner crowd, and then we get the late night bar crowd when they start filing in.
That's right.
Looking for fights.
Yeah. I heard this place used to be ATR.
What else did we miss? Anything else? We had undoubtedly had something else happen over the course of the
How was
last
your
week.
Super Bowl party?
This year, nobody wanted to host, and I didn't want to host. And so we ended up going out to a local bar, wing place, that they actually shut down their menu and only had wings.
Wow.
That makes sense.
And the place is called Buffalo Wing Factory. And their to-go orders, they had strung together probably 4 or 5 tables of to-go orders. And they were like, oh my God, look at all the orders. And I'm like, well, it is the Wing Factory. So, no, it was fun. We hung out for a little bit, and we didn't stay and watch the whole game. I think we left maybe a few minutes before it ended because it was done. Yeah.
There's one thing about Super Bowl, and like there's something in Philly that they do every year called the Wing Bowl. Like the amount of chickens, and it's not even the whole chicken. It's just like the legs and the wings, right?
The drums and
the flats, right? How many chickens have died? I mean, I don't mean to say that in like, oh, poor chickens. I mean, just like the sheer number of chickens poultry that had to be processed, bagged, and sent to these places is enormous. And the thing, that drives me. That's one thing I don't know if anybody else thinks about as far as where their food comes from is the sheer number of animals and vegetables that have to be grown and all that stuff.
And processed.
For all these grocery stores across the country to be full of food. It's just, to me, that it's like it's a mind-boggling thing to think about.
Is it boggling or bottling? Like your thoughts get up into a bottle? Or is
No,
it
it's I'm boggled. Like all the letters are shaken and I can't find the words,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was a boggle joke right there.
How many is it?
I don't actually even know the number. You know what?
We can email Jamie, see if she's up.
I'm actually about to do that. I'm like, hey, Jamie, what's the deal with all the chicken wings?
Hey, Jamie, can you take a Zoom call right now?
So I do have something of note to talk about that's related to RadioNV.
Yes.
So when we were first starting, one of the breweries that first took us in was Bad Wolf.
Yeah. Oh, I saw they posted something and I didn't look into it yet.
Bad Wolf
hit me.
is going away. So it's changed owners over the years, right? Especially recently.
Oh, I love Bad Wolf.
And, they moved out of the big warehouse that they were in and they moved into the smaller place. And they changed owners. But yes, so they announced that they are done. The new place is going to be called Brightworks Brewing. They'll take this small.
Did they say what they're going to do with like their beer? They're just not going to. Like, are there recipes for their beers?
They're just going to dump it in the streets.
I that's a good question. I don't know what breweries do with their beers.
Yeah.
But
that's a shame because they had a really good spot in Manassas Park.
Yeah.
But that one kind of hits close to home for us because that was one of the first breweries that we kind of got in the door with.
Yeah, and you got in the door. It might have actually been your brother.
Yeah,
you
maybe.
and your brother. Yeah.
So anyway, so that's some news that impacts RadioNV because that was
That's sad times.
So cheers to you, Bad Wolf. Thank you for the memories.
Yeah, thanks. Bad
Farewell
Wolf.
to the TARDIS.
As Fall Out Boy says.
That's one of the first places I saw you guys play.
Yeah.
Really?
Not the first, but one of the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good, they had a big space there.
I enjoyed the setup and the vibe.
Yeah.
And they used to do N64 Mario Kart racing. They had a huge projector screen above the tap space where they used to give you
that.
beer. And there were a couple times I drove all the way out to Manassas just to play N64 or watch people play. It was fun.
No, that was cool.
So I have the answer on the chicken thing.
Okay.
All right. Specifically to the Super Bowl?
This is specific. This is in the annual in America only. Annually, how many chickens
Can we
do
guess?
we consume? Yeah, you can guess.
I think that'd be fun.
And is this for wings only or chickens overall?
This is chickens overall. How many chickens each year in the U.S. do we consume?
5 billion.
Okay.
Okay. I wasn't thinking that high. 850 million.
The answer is 8 billion.
Oh,
Dang.
Closest without going over.
Yeah, you win.
That's
Wow.
21,917,808.2 chickens per day.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
That's
oh
a
my
big
gosh.
fucking number.
Thank
Sorry, Mom, but that's a
goodness
big
for our
fucking
farmers. Wow.
And that's not including like all the vegetables, you know, like there's a lot of vegetables that we consume.
Yeah.
Sure. We or
Well, most of us, not everybody.
some of us.
So
my kid eats all the broccoli in the world, but not.
So you do or don't get celery and carrots with your wings?
Some places don't offer it.
I've noticed there's some places that charge you for that.
Like 50 cents or
Yeah.
$1. And I'm like, no.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, I need something crunchy.
Yeah.
Somebody started it with the crunchy, and now I need the crunchy.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know I needed it until I had it. But yeah, I mean, I'm already paying $15 for these wings. Can I please just get some celery and some carrots?
The price of wings, honestly, have gone up tremendously since COVID.
It's crazy.
Where everybody, for everything, for every reason, it was supply chain issues. And it's like, oh, so that's why we have to charge more. And I'm like, okay, 4 years out. I don't believe you.
Yeah, I think
set the bar here, and now
Yeah.
you're just keeping it there because now it's good, and everything's gone back down to normal. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Tyson's is raking in some record profits right now.
I would
Yeah,
imagine.
them in Purdue.
Yeah, them and Purdue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I remember they were a big deal during COVID. Like, America was like, where are we going to get our chicken wings from? And we're like, well, the factories have to stay open. You have to stay 5 feet away from each other. And I remember thinking like, oh, geez, I'm glad I don't work in a chicken butcher factory. That would be a terrible job.
Yeah.
Butcher factory.
I mean, that's what it is.
Let him go. He's on a roll.
I mean, that's what it is. The
know,
chicken
it's
goes
great.
in there alive. It comes out there in a bunch of pieces, packaged and placed, ready to go. That's what a butcher does, right?
Wow.
Yep.
I don't like celery at all.
Really?
I think celery is the worst vegetable in the world. Number one, because when you eat it, you actually lose calories because it takes more calories to digest it than it actually has in it. So it's a waste of food. And it tastes terrible. Like you can put peanut butter on it. You can put peanut butters and like people put raisins on the peanut butter to make ants on a log.
Yeah.
Like that sounds awful to me.
Oh, it was great. When I was a kid, peanut butter and celery, I could go for it right now.
To this
Do you
day.
have celery in the house?
No, because I
would
hate
love
that shit.
Give me celery and peanut butter. I'm gonna munch a crunch right now.
Next time we're showing up, I'll bring the celery sticks. You bring the peanut butter. You bring the raisins.
Yeah.
And the whole time we're gonna go.
I'm sure our listeners will absolutely love that. But like, there's nothing like the celery taste is all so bad. Like they make celery seed. And a lot
You
of
have
people
to
put
wash
that.
it first. You can't
know
just put
that.
it straight into your mouth out of the bag.
Or you could use it for a Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
I mean that's great.
And it soaks up the Bloody Mary mix
Yes.
and the vodka.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's a good way to ruin a Bloody Mary.
So, all right. So, what's your vegetable of choice, good sir, with your wings?
French fries.
Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Okay.
Yes, that's the vegetable, not French fries.
Okay. That was pretty good. Well done.
Carrots are good.
Yeah.
I
I'm
like
trying to
carrots.
think.
Carrots are good.
Okay.
Well,
So at
carrots
least-
and celery is pretty standard, right?
Right.
I mean, I don't think I've seen any place that gives you anything other than that.
So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer ranch or blue cheese with your wings?
Ranch, 100%.
Bacon.
If it's barbecue wings, blue cheese. If it's buffalo, I prefer ranch.
So now that you're being that specific, you're going to have to help us understand why.
Yeah.
I don't know, just something about the taste with because usually it's like a sweet and spicy barbecue that they give you with the wings. Mm-hmm. So something about the sweet, spicy, and like the tanginess of the blue cheese just really makes it work. It's a good combination.
Okay. And then the ranch, what is ranch not tangy to a certain degree? Or, I mean, what would you classify
I don't
ranch?
think ranch is as tangy as blue cheese, especially if it's good blue cheese dressing. I'm not talking about the supermarket stuff. I'm talking about the real good stuff.
I am currently and have been for many years a blue cheese guy.
So did we get any listener feedback?
Fan mail, come on.
We don't have any fan mail.
Okay.
My little sister said she listened to it and liked it.
Yeah, but you already mentioned that
Not on the podcast.
on the podcast.
No, I mentioned about my brother.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
These
but
are
my
different-
younger
I knew
sister.
it was a sibling. I apologize for assuming I
I've
had
got
the
a
right
couple.
one. Yeah, that's true.
but,
I've met her, I'm
His
sure.
parents were busy many years ago.
Shut it.
Oops. 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 There it is.
All of them. Every you threw me through so many emotions.
Yeah, I didn't even know where to go.
That's
No, but
great.
she said she listened to it and she liked it. So
That's it?
Yeah.
Not like,
She's
No,
busy.
I don't
She's
have,
got an
like-
infant.
She does.
oh, well,
yes.
okay. So
A
she's
new
got plenty of
baby.
free time to listen to podcasts.
Jesus. Wow.
Just kidding.
Wow. So no other feedback, fan mail, anything?
No, we got a couple emails earlier last week, but we used those already.
Okay.
I got a couple messages.
What about you, B?
Yeah, what, have you heard
What
anything?
messages did you get?
I
B?
got a message specifically from someone that I didn't even knew that we had a podcast. I don't think
Really?
we've talked to them about it. And I got a note that said that they're loving the podcast, that they're loving the whole
awesome.
thing.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I think we're doing something fun, something good here.
Yeah.
And I dig it.
I don't know if I mentioned this before, so I'll mention it now. My sister, I told her we were doing the podcast when I went to her house. She lives in Florida. And I mentioned her in my first podcast and didn't even think anything of it. And she sent me a text message the other day. Hey, saw that your podcast dropped. I heard that you mentioned your
Thanks for
sister.
the shout out.
Yeah. I was like, oh. So
cool.
yeah, my sister's listening to it. She says she likes it too. So
Nice.
we have good support systems with our
Yeah,
family and
I tell
friends.
you.
Heck yeah. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. That's the funny thing is we sit here with things that we've kind of prepared, but then you get into it and you realize you've spent the last 30 minutes talking about chicken wings.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even on the list.
Not even on the
That's
list.
true.
I don't think we've really even broken the list yet, have we?
No. Yeah, so the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2024 just came out. So do we want to talk about that for a little bit?
I would love to talk about that
Yeah,
because I'm
so-
not even 100% sure who all was nominated. So I'm curious to hear more
So
about this.
the nominees just came out, and the finalists will be, I think it's late April is when the finalists will be announced.
Oh, so they narrowed. See, I don't even really know how this works. This
Yeah.
is all news to me.
Yep. So bands or artists will be nominated.
Okay.
They're eligible for nomination 25 years after their first commercial release.
Oh.
Commercial.
Recording.
Is it like that they have to hit a certain threshold, or is it just that it was the first one, period?
I believe it's just the first one, period, but I could be wrong.
Okay, sure.
And then I think the end of the year is when they do, they all go to Cleveland and each band gets to perform those that were inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Nice. Oh,
So-
yeah. Okay. I think I've seen some of those
And that's-
televised events.
Yeah. And that's kind of why some of these bands on the list are kind of interesting because they've broken up. So I know there's at least one on there that if they get selected, I don't know if they'd go on stage together or not, but it would be pretty interesting, right?
Just watch them fight like it's ATR on a Saturday.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love the reference. All right. So,
Yeah.
So make some mental notes as we kind of go along
Okay.
of who you would submit your vote for. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
So
hit
the
it.
first one is Sade.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes. She's a smooth operator.
You know what's my memory with Sade?
What?
I mean, I don't know her personally,
Okay.
Oh, that would have been impressive.
Yeah,
if you
I
did.
was too. I was waiting.
but I can tell you guys, her name came up in something recently that she was one of the only artists that made the bulk of her money off of CD sales, I think. And it's because she was in one of those late night infomercials of, remember like Sarah McLachlan or
Oh, yeah.
whatever. And so they were like, so she was one of the first ones. She made some ridiculous amount of money or she had some sort of ridiculous number of CD sales. And she, I don't think ever toured.
I don't think she ever toured
Really?
either.
Wow.
So anyway, so
Interesting.
hearing that makes me think of all the nights that I've stayed up until 5 a.m. still watching TV, just listening to these commercials, and that one would pop up.
So first time nominee. So another first time nominee is Cher. She's been snubbed for a number of years.
Really?
Snubbed.
That's
Yeah. And she has recently said that she doesn't care if she gets selected and will not participate if she does get selected.
Oh, okay, sour grapes. Come on.
I feel like if you get picked, you have to come.
Yeah, well, she
Come
said
on.
she said no.
Oh, Cher, we're gonna miss you.
So I wonder if that has an impact on the voting.
right? For people that say that in advance.
Good question. But I mean, she's got quite the catalog.
She does have quite the catalog, and she's an icon for lots of people.
Yeah.
I remember her resurgence that came up in the early 2000s with "Do You Believe in Life After Love?"
After Love.
Yeah.
Speaking of icons, Mariah Carey.
25 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it is 2024.
They really
so that
do
would
a
be
good
1999.
job. Well, yeah, sure. That makes sense.
I thought she came out way earlier than that.
No, she did, but I'm just trying to relate it back to him on
I'm pretty sure
she's
she came
been
out
around
in
a while.
92, 93.
Oh, yeah.
The songs I think are most iconic by her are the ones that were in her early stuff, like "Emotion" and
Dream Lover.
Maybe that's what it is. That's Dream Lover. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out.
Why?
And the other one,
I just helped you. That was great. And you keep the
that's what I was trying to cut.
Yeah. and it's almost like you had like a little Italian.
Yeah, I was
to
like,
it.
hey,
for people.
Did over here.
Yeah, little Tommy Cutlets. That was good.
Little fantasy, little honey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet like honey.
Yeah. And those were all when I was like high school, junior high-ish age.
And now she's throwing tantrums at the New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah, because
on
her
live TV.
in-ears aren't working or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, she's imagine that's that difficult to deal with.
And she's also got one of the most iconic Christmas songs.
Oh, there is that.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
She makes like millions of dollars every year for doing nothing now.
Exactly.
I got to be honest. There's a part of that song that I really like.
Really? Still?
It's the beginning part.
Okay.
When she says, "All I want for Christmas is you," and then the
drummer
and
you.
I'm like, yeah.
Every single time you hear
Every
it?
single time I'm like,
Isn't that wild to think that was a production production choice?
Yeah.
She most likely, I'm not saying it's that she didn't. It's possible that she did. But most likely someone, again, already in the studio, already knows what to do, was like, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's your favorite part.
That's my favorite part.
My favorite part is when I change the station when it comes on.
Like,
Thank you.
heard this one before.
Yeah, oh my God. I can't. So the next nominee is already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with his band Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne.
Nice.
It's a good pick.
Yep. Next on the list is Peter Frampton.
Oh, do you feel the way that I feel?
Yeah.
God, I love Peter Frampton live. What a good album that is.
You know what's so funny for me is every time I hear somebody use the Squawk Box, I always revert to thinking about him in a live performance doing it. And I don't know, I just think
I mean, that song, "Do You Feel the Way I Feel" live is like a core memory for me from being a kid.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because I remember
10 minutes,
hearing it all the time. Yeah.
just loving it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Next on the list is someone we lost last year, Sinead O'Connor. So her biggest hit was "Nothing Compares to You," right?
Yeah.
That's how I
so
feel
that's-
every time I'm with you guys.
Aw.
Just so we're clear.
I tell
He
you.
keeps hitting the wrong buttons.
I have to work on my button precision.
It's okay.
You got big elbows.
Is that better?
I was expecting the interesting, but not true.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's okay. That would have been cold as ice. Speaking of which, Foreigner is on the list.
There we are.
Yeah.
That's
See?
a good one.
You like that?
Hold the line.
He
Love
has
isn't always on time.
easily one of the coolest ranges in a vocal artist. Every time I think about trying to hit those notes, I'm like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I could do The Darkness, can't do Foreigner.
See, I think that like the era of Foreigner and Boston and like the bands like that is a really interesting era in music because that led to the grunge era, right? Like eventually it started getting more stadium shows, more corporate rock, and then glam came, and then grunge was like, nope, we're done with that. We're just going to get back to the basics. And that's kind of like where we grew up in that grunge era. So like hearing like the people that made music before us, and then et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Hold the Line is Toto.
Thank you for correcting me on that. They all sound the same.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one's a fun one. Kool and the Gang.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I'm so happy for them.
Yeah. Well, they need a reason to celebrate. So
Good times. Yeah.
Hey.
exactly.
Come on.
Next one on the list is a good one. Lenny Kravitz.
Nice.
Are you going to go my way?
Yeah.
I
would
tell
like
you,
to, please.
Fly Away is still a great jam to turn up in the truck.
Baby, it ain't over till it's over.
Okay.
That's a jam.
American Woman.
That's also a jam. Covered by the Guess Who, I think, that was originally did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice one, Bacon.
Yeah, I pulled that one from my back pocket.
He's got a bunch of songs that it's almost like listening to Tom Petty. Not that it gives you the same vibes, but his songs are so simple and catchy that you're like, damn it.
That was a good artist comparison.
Yeah.
I appreciate that for that.
Lenny
for that.
Kravitz
That was
just killing
great.
it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Next one's another one. Oasis.
Are they the ones that might not be on stage together?
Wouldn't that be interesting if they won and then
One of them's virtual. He's
Yeah.
like, hey guys, sorry I couldn't be there, but I fucking hate my brother.
Maybe they'll use a hologram.
Yeah.
It'd be like ABBA.
Maybe.
You know?
If that were me though, and that unscripted, I'd be like trying to punch my hologram.
Or like put stuff in front of it. Like move the speakers in front of the hologram. Right?
Yeah, just do like something to make them look stupid. The
Right.
hologram. Yeah.
So the people that make these decisions are taking notes right now, like Brian is going to punch a hologram, so we're not going to nominate them next year.
Yeah. So those are all first time nominees that I just listed. So that's why I did the order. that I did,
Okay.
right.
I got you. Makes sense. Who else we got?
So these are all artists or bands or musicians that have been nominated before. The first one is Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Okay. I like Mary J. Blige.
25 years. You know, she's one of the, you mentioned Cher, and if you mentioned somebody else, but she's another one of those people you see them every time they portray them on TV or, you know, for whatever. It's like, have you not aged in the last 15, 20 years?
Yep.
Yeah.
I felt the
Holy
same
cow.
way about Missy Elliott when I saw her when she came back a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe that was 10 years ago. I don't know. I have no concept of time.
But it's just
none of us do.
It's wild to see these people, and mainly probably because we consistently see the people that were constantly around, and it's like, you know, it makes sense. Like we hit a certain age threshold, whatever. We grow a beard, it's got some grays in it, whatever.
Exactly.
But then you see these people on TV, and perhaps that's the point, is that they're like preserving these people somehow. It's like, wow, you look exactly where I left you in high school.
100%.
In the last music video I saw you in.
And the voice is still great.
Yeah.
You know, like, so nothing's
Absolutely.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Dave Matthews Band.
Ooh, he's one of my favorites.
He's Lindsay's favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With good reason. They jam.
Yeah. Why do you like Dave Matthews so much?
Well, Carter Beauford is the drummer, and he is...
He's
He's
fantastic.
off the chains good.
You have a picture of him in your basement.
I do.
Not in a weird way, but like a framed,
Yeah,
like
he was coming.
signed
He was coming out of
autograph.
his house and like going to his car, and I was just like, "Hey, say hi, Carter." Click.
Celebrity houses at night.
No, like it was a painting. It's not.
Yeah.
He stood nude for me. No.
God. Here, hold this. No, I'm almost done.
But I just love I'm not a jam band guy. Like I don't really like the Grateful Dead. Not really a big Fish fan. But for whatever reason, Dave Matthews just clicked with me and the funny thing about that is, not to make it all about me, but I'm going to. Mm-hmm. When my mom first bought me the first Dave Matthews Band CD, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, oh, you know, I like the song that was on the radio, but none of the other songs. Like I listened to the thing all the way through, and I was like, none of these songs. This is shit. I don't like it. Came back to it like 3 years later and listened to it all the way through and loved every single song. Mm-hmm. So it's crazy how your music taste change as you grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's what I'm consistently impressed by is the composition and how succinct they are, like how crisp and tight that they are when they play together, especially when they play live. And it really is impressive because these guys, they're not just professionals. They're the ones that you're like, oh, that's why I'm not famous, because I play guitar like this and I sing like this.
Yeah.
You know, like you guys are killing it up there.
Well, and the chords that he plays on the guitar.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
they're
so
insane.
hard to
It's
cover.
like he's making stuff up.
It
It's
is.
like, how are you doing
It
that?
sounds great.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I like them kind of surface level, like whatever was on the radio, until I met Lindsay, and she loves them. And so I got to listen to all the rest of, the B side, as they say with those with vinyl. But, you get to hear all the different tracks. And you're right, Bacon. Like, nothing sounds alike.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a vibe, right? But it's all kind of different.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's a lot of fun. And live, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, that's a show, like, you don't want to have to go to the bathroom because you're going to miss something awesome.
And you're not ready for it to end. You're
Yes.
like, because every song is like a story. It's
Yeah.
like its own experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good at that storytelling, songwriting thing.
The next one I didn't know too much about, but they were big, a big hip hop team in the late '80s. Eric B. and Rakim.
Rakim, the microphone
There you go.
soloist.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, so I didn't know much about them.
Yeah.
Obviously. You probably know more than I do.
A
But
little bit.
it was one of those DJ kind of MC teams.
Yeah, Rakim, I think he, Jamie can correct me, but I think he came out of New York. And he was just solid. Just one of those consistent, good lyricists. And I only knew probably one of his albums. It could have been probably not his first, maybe his second or third, but just solid, good beats, good lyrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next one kind of blended jazz with hip hop. That would be a tribe called Quest.
Oh, yeah.
They ask you if you could kick it.
Yeah, yes, you can.
And I didn't know this, but Q-Tip was actually in that group. And Q-Tip, Bacon, you probably remember the Vibrant thing.
The Vivarant.
I do remember that, but you know what? There's another song by Q-Tip that I...
Breathe and Stop.
No, that's
Timmy's
not the
got
one.
them all.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that. So I was like, oh, Q-Tip. I remember him from our high school days.
Yep. Who we got? We got
So we got
Tribe
one
Called
more.
Quest, and
So-
we got
Yes. So the last one, last but not least, Jane's Addiction.
interesting.
Well, Jane
Yes.
says, I'm done with Sergio.
And also induct me, please.
Yeah. But I got to say, like, overall, it's quite a list.
It is a very good
It's a
list.
very eclectic list.
I noticed it's exactly 15. Is it always 15 every time they do it?
I don't think it's a specific number. Like it has to be 15 or whatever the number is. I think
It's just whoever hits the mark, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's your list. We will find out the finalist in late April. So we put out, RadioNV put out our first release in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So that means 2044, we might get that phone call that we're a nominee for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So fingers crossed.
That's a long time away.
We're going to...
We got to stay awake and alive and alert
Mostly
and
awake,
enthusiastic.
I think.
Yeah.
is the thing.
So out of the list that we've got here that you spit out, Tim, who do you think is your pick?
It's hard to just say one. I mean, I've got multiples. I mean, I think a lot of these could be good. Dave Matthews Band,
Mhm.
Foreigner,
Mhm.
Lenny Kravitz, A Tribe Called Quest.
That's a good list.
Any others?
I'm no.
You want to name the rest of them?
No, but those are the four. Those are the four. Cher doesn't want to be there. Mariah Carey,
That's
Probably-
she's right there.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's just off the top of my head. Oh, there's Cool in the Gang too, though.
Well, I mean, celebrate good times, and then what?
Well, they also
old.
had Ladies' Night.
Oh, this is ladies' night.
Yep. They also had Get Down on It.
Yeah.
Get down on it.
You know what? It's so funny.
Get down on it.
I think
so
it
true.
just only clicked with me, Cool and the Gang, who they are, when you started singing
Yeah.
some of their songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's not the band that I thought that they
I'm
were.
sorry. Yeah.
That's a hard one.
So let me now that I've talked it through,
Regroup.
and you can keep the ones from before, but I think Foreigner, Cool in the Gang,
Top three.
okay, Foreigner, Cool in the Gang, Dave Matthews,
Okay.
and that's what I'm going with.
Bacon.
I'm going to go with Dave Matthews Band, Tribe Called Quest, and Cher. Even though she doesn't want to be there, she goddamn deserves it.
Yeah.
See? I mean, she had to put up with Sonny for all those years. So
Yeah.
And he got what was coming to him.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, literally, he was skiing in a tree.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Sade.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kool and the Gang because I feel like that is overdue. I'm gonna go with Eric B and Rakim because Rakim, I used to like. I don't know. That's nostalgia for me. Being a kid listening to hip hop and R&B and rap for the first time.
Yeah.
And he was an introduction, so I'll give it to him.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's good.
Cool beans. So something that kind of came up organically for us, and Brian still has a hard time pronouncing it, but it's okay. We let it slide. It's a segment called Not Exciting But True.
Oh, wait, you mean...
And this has been not exciting, but true.
Okay.
Not true, but exciting.
No! Get it right!
I told Courtney earlier today, I was like, this is the segment, and I screwed it up. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's not right. And I was like, but is it? Is it not right?
Yeah. Well, it's not that it happened once. It happened multiple times in a row.
Yeah,
and it was like, it's like, read the script.
The one thing that we haven't done for this episode yet is cheers on air with a shot.
That's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So
wanna
I
do
guess
that now?
tonight it'll be not exciting, but true.
That we haven't cheersed. Okay. And this has been not exciting, but true. So I like that we kind of do it throughout the episode that we do, especially
The spontaneity of it, my
Correct.
friend.
But I thought it'd be fun for us to at least pull like one thing each that would be not
I dig
exciting but true.
On probably more often than not occasions, we should make it a segment. We should talk because there's probably many
lot.
things.
A lot of things. And you know what? In our personal lives that are not exciting, but
Absolutely
damn,
true.
they're true.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why don't we go around the horn? We'll start with Bacon.
You wanna start with me?
Yeah.
Are you sure you wanna start with me?
We'll go clockwise.
All right. My not exciting but true thing.
Come on.
What do brainwashing, belly dancing, and penis envy all have in common?
What?
Hold on.
Brainwashing, belly dancing, and penis envy have in common.
We should make a note that penis envy is not affiliated with RadioNV or podcast
I know.
envy.
Well, I'm trying to think in and outside the box.
They're all on a search engine for the drummer of Radio Envy.
Check the browser
Yikes.
history.
That's actually, after this one, it might entirely be true.
Thank you.
Let's talk about etymology, you nerds.
Oh boy.
All three of these things are called calques.
Did we have to start with him?
Is this not
That's why
exciting?
I start with
I
That's
thought
okay.
it
Go
would
ahead.
be the right move.
No, go ahead.
That's why I asked. I was like, do you want to start with me? Are you sure?
Do we want to close with you? I don't know.
Well, now I'm gonna have to erase my list because nothing's as
I know,
not exciting
Not even
as
close.
this.
These are all personal things. He's like, I got a riddle for you, bitches.
You put me on assignment. I completed that shit.
All right. Read us
All right,
out.
go ahead.
Start from the top.
All right. So, brainwashing, belly dancing, and penis envy all have in common the fact that they're something called calque. And that's CALQUE.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a word.
Yep. It's a calque is a word or phrase that is borrowed into another language, but with a twist. It's not just borrowed, it's also translated. For example, a word like tortilla, we just borrowed straight up from Spanish. It's a tortilla. We all identify it as a tortilla.
Okay.
But when we go out for Mexican food, we don't get frijoles refritos on the side because we calque that phrase, and that phrase is refried beans. So we use their phrase, refried beans, but we translate it into our own language and use it. So a couple of examples of words that
You are
been
going
calqued.
deep on this one.
Girl, hang on. Brainwashing was calqued from Chinese during the Korean War. Belly dancing is from French. Penis envy is from German.
Penis envy. You're going to have to get into that because I don't know what that means.
Well, it's already been translated into penis envy, so I actually don't know what the actual
now
German
I need
phrase
to know
is.
the rest of it. Yeah.
We could probably Google that, so we can come back to it. But the phrases chopped liver, like a hole in my head, go figure, are all calqued from Yiddish. Rock, paper, scissors, uncanny valley, and level up are from Japanese. So,
can you hit that green button over there?
And this has been not exciting, but true.
That is a lot to unpack.
I loved it.
Wow. That was good. I almost fell asleep. Could you come over and, tell
Read
that to me? No, that was cool.
it was not exciting,
But true.
and
But it was true.
That's true. Okay. Maybe I just misunderstood the assignment. I got to go back and
Maybe I misunderstood the assignment.
These
and
are
I
all terrible.
When they were like, Michael, we need you to write a book report in school, I was like, here's a book about the book.
I loved it.
I hate all of my answers.
I
now.
do too. I don't know how I follow that up.
Do you have another one? Do you have another one?
No, that's the only one I had because it was so intense.
Penis envy? Is that what you first Googled?
Belly dancing.
I'm going to Google penis envy in German right now.
Guten Tag.
Jesus.
Imagine if that was it.
Thank you.
They greet you, and at the same time, you're like, yo, bro, we're probably about the same. Don't be envious.
The German word for penis envy is penis need.
Oh, God.
Penisne.
Oh, I know how to spell penis. Thank you.
Yeah, pen 15. We got it.
So
Thank God we're going clockwise, Tim. What do you got?
Oh, God. None of mine even come close to how great that was.
oh, nonsense.
Because mine are all personal.
How do you take out Goliath? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Timmy, tell me something that is not exciting but true.
I love to do the daily crossword.
In what? A newspaper? Online?
No, I have an app, right?
Oh,
so it's the
okay.
New York Times app.
Okay.
And so I try to find some time. I don't have much of it, but every day I do the daily crossword. And so Monday's the easiest, and then it gets harder as you go through the week, right?
Is that how they do it?
It is.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
cool.
And so I try to challenge myself to kind of, get it done and, see how far I get. And, typically by Friday and Saturday, it's hard to complete for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, so that's something
So-
that, it's not as good as the German translations of all these
think-
words, but God bless.
I don't think even bacon could top that one.
Yeah, I know. And this has been not exciting, but true. Going around the room, Brian.
Yeah, I'll take one.
I lowered the bar back down to a little more attainable.
Hey,
I'm so sorry, guys.
Don't
No.
be. This is fun. This is good. This is the whole purpose of it.
so I went clay shooting.
So you did a real life duck hunt.
Hit it.
There you go.
It's true though. I was invited to go out and do clay shooting, and for those that don't know, it's when you have your shotgun and you either rent or you bring your own. But they have the machine that throws out the clay discs, the ducks in the duck hunt, and they throw them out in different directions, and you get to shoot them. If you've ever played duck hunt, it is so gratifying when it becomes more and more challenging to hit those ducks, right? So imagine doing that in real life. Obviously not real ducks, but targets.
Yeah.
And with a real, firearm that has a kickback, and you have complete control over the entire situation. It is so freaking cool. It definitely gave me a jolt of adrenaline, and I'm like, I got to come back and do this.
That's cool.
So
I
it
have
was
to
really fun.
say, hearing that story, that's exciting and true.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really necessarily.
You thought it was?
I thought it was
I guess I
exciting.
kind of built
exciting.
it up. Yeah.
I think that going
Okay.
clay shooting would be an exciting outing.
Yeah.
I think I would love to do that. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. It took me a while. It probably took me about, I don't know, maybe like 10 discs, and then some direction to get some sense of like what I was truly doing.
Point the gun up in the air.
Brian's like, I don't get it.
I can't seem to get it, guys.
Did you see that dirt? Did you see it go kablooey? Do you see Clay over there? He's dead.
That's our instructor.
Maybe I should hit the discs.
And this has been not exciting, but true.
You're welcome.
That was a good one.
I told you
Well
I got
done.
one in each department.
Well done.
All right.
Listeners, let us know.
Yeah.
If you like it, we can continue it, or we can just throw them in randomly throughout the podcast and go from there. But that was fun, guys. Thank you for throwing those in there. All right, so as we're wrapping up the show, we do have some plugs, something we just put in there. Brian, you've been doing has it been weekly that you're doing videos or that you've done videos on Instagram of songs, right?
Yeah.
And there was recently,
promoter.
I know, right? There
We're all
was,
friends here.
I know. Well, there was recently a vote for a song to record. Do you want to announce something big that's coming up?
I love that you brought that up. So I have, over the last 12 weeks, because it was only after a few weeks in that I realized that this could be a cool opportunity to promote songs that have not yet been recorded in studio. I have been recording some stuff at home where they're video recordings, but also very raw audio recordings of original songs that, don't exist yet on platforms that you can listen to. So, yes, the big announcement is that the song next to be recorded as the single is Honey Love.
All right.
Ooh, baby. And the coolest part about it that I think you guys will appreciate is I would like to have you guys come into the studio with me.
Wow.
Bacon,
And
you
I
in?
want you guys to help record the song with me.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Are you?
Yeah.
Like McLovin?
Yeah.
Is it feeling good?
Yeah.
Is it feeling
good.
right?
Yeah.
Feels like the first time. That's cool, man. Congratulations. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So coming up in March, if you're looking for a fun, amazing, awesome show to come see, your boys at RadioNV we are playing a 311 show at Jam and Java on March 8th. That's a Friday night. So be on the lookout for that. We are
opening for
go ahead.
We are opening for a band called Irresponsible, but they every year do a 311 show where they transform themselves into a combination band with other band members, and they turn themselves into Unity. And then you get to listen to all these 311 tribute cover songs for the next couple hours. And I tell you, these guys have it down. Like, they've been listening to 311 since they were kids, and they sound amazing.
Yeah.
You feel like you're at a 311
You
concert.
really do. That's 100% true.
Ryan even takes his shirt off and he's got the tank top underneath.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the night, he's naked, running around in circles, still singing these songs.
Yeah.
I may be exaggerating a little bit, but no, we have a great time when we play there. And yeah, that's going to be on March 8th.
Yep. And then we're back at Jimmy's for Jimmy's Old Town Tavern in Herndon
That's right.
for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And that's
Also
that's the third year. This
year.
is the third year in a row we've done that.
Yeah.
And we're there for 5 hours. So it's going to be an amazing,
Wonderful hours.
awesome, fun time. So
gotta-
come check us out.
Yeah.
Have some green beer,
Yep.
maybe some green tea shots.
Pace yourself.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself with us. That's going to be on March 17th at Jimmy's. They did not, I don't know for how long, but they did not typically have bands play on St. Patrick's Day because Jimmy didn't really feel like he needed it.
You don't need it.
Yeah. Everybody, within walking distance would just come out and have a great time. And then he asked us to do live music and gave us a couple songs that he wanted us to play, and it just became a thing. I know.
Long neck geese.
Oh, man. We do have to. It's crazy that we have to learn songs for St. Patrick's Day. But we,
the funny thing is we learn the songs and
yada.
then we don't play them for a year, but more so than that, we drink so much the day that we play that we forget the songs. And then
the audience knows them better than we do.
And they were like, here, let's just turn the microphone around. Yeah. No, but we have a fantastic time there at Jimmy's. It's, you can't beat it.
Yeah, we love
St. Patrick's Day.
So appreciative.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the month, I think we're back at Makers Union.
Yep.
On the 30th.
Yep.
So be on the lookout. Follow our social media accounts. For the next time we'll be live near you. Come check us out.
So I would like to plug the fact that we have Joe Downer as our next interview in our Podcast Envy interview series.
Oh, the secret's out now.
Yeah, Joe Downer is our next. He'll be on next episode in 2 weeks of this episode. I'm really looking forward to everybody hearing that interview. We had a great time. Joe Downer is such a fun interview. There was a little bit of competition between Matty D and Joe Downer to see whose interview will be best. I think it's a tight tie.
I love that we got together again tonight to do a show. We haven't done one in a little bit, and I miss you guys.
Miss you too. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys. Timmy, read us out.
This episode was produced by the boys of RadioNV and Bacon Wave Podcast Productions in cooperation with Revelry Media Productions. Michael Bacon engineered this podcast. If you like what you heard, please share us with your friends and maybe your family. Follow us on Threads and Instagram with the handle @PodcastNV. If you would like to contact us here at Podcast Envy, you can write us at contact@baconwaveproductions.com.